Happy day, everybody. Hope you all are having a good one. I've got a project. My camera's moving. I got a project I was going to work on and thought I'd go ahead and film it. Nothing new in this one. It's probably going to be pretty similar to some other videos that I've done. But, you know, if you're new here, then you might enjoy it. So I went thrifting last week because I love thrifting, and I found this piece for $1.99, and the entire store was half price. So I paid $1 for this thing. This is just a wall hanging. It already has the hanging hardware on here, and it's new. Clearly it was never even used, and I saw it as a perfect opportunity to frame a piece of glass. So I'm going to remove this metal piece in the middle, probably just toss it, to be honest, and I'm going to cut myself a circle of glass, and I'm going to do a floral panel that'll hang on the wall. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that glass now, and then I'll start to assemble my panel. Okay, and so here's the finished piece of glass. Now, the hole, the opening is only about 8 inches, but when you do edge to edge, it's almost 9.5. And I decided I wanted a lot of margin because I'm gonna glue this piece of glass into this frame. And so I want a lot of, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna glue it. Anyway, I want a lot of margin around the edges. So I've cut my piece almost 9.5 inches, and it'll fit down in there nicely. And when I build it, when I build my design on here, I'm just gonna have to make sure that I keep the outer rim free of any glass so that I can set it flat down into this piece. So I may even do myself a favor and kind of tape it off. I haven't decided, or frankly, I might just mark it up with a marker, Sharpie marker. Then I know for sure that I've stayed within the boundaries of my piece. All right, now it's just time to build my piece. So I've decided that I want this portion to be on the top. This almost looks like water, so I could definitely do an underwater thing, but I wanted to do something a little bit more summery with lots of flowers. You all know that I use lots of materials from Tabitha's Glass Emporium. I've got other suppliers like Lori Moreno at Wilderness Glass. I've got some stuff people have just sent to me out of the kindness of their hearts. So I'm just going to go through my stock and find all sorts of things that I want to play with and put onto this piece, and I'll explain where everything came from maybe after I get it assembled, but I got to decide first what I'm even going to include. All right, let's try to do a little bit of show and tell. So I didn't end up using anything from Wilderness Glass. This all ended up being mostly Tabitha's stuff. I started with these clouds. These are actually from SS Glass Arts. They're Waterjet cut clouds that I had on hand, and they're on Etsy, so I'll drop their link in the video notes. And then, gosh, most of this came from Tabitha. Tabitha had in the spring done a little contest and then sent out a little goodie prize for those who won, and so I won her little spring contest, and so that's where a lot of these elements came from. These flowers, a couple of the leaves, her ladybug there, that all came from the little prize pack that I got. Also from Tabitha, these are hot air balloons, so I thought those would be fun. These are birds, seagulls. We have here in the States, we call them cattails, and so I thought maybe I'd have a little outcropping of cattails. Some of this stuff, you know, we'll just see how it turns out. But I was really, you may have noticed, maybe not because it was probably too fast, I was really fidgeting to get these to sit right the way I wanted them to, so I ended up breaking up some extra little pieces of stringer and putting them underneath there to stabilize that. This was a little piece of scrap from a Tabitha confetti package that I fired, and it ended up looking like a caterpillar, so I stuck that in there. I have some of the gorgeous tulips that I've purchased from Tabitha throughout here. Got one of her little caterpillars there. These were lamp worked pieces that are from an artist that's no longer making them, but I just had a stock of them, so I decided to do those. And then in the middle are just little bits that I had. Sorry, the video's getting messy. You know, I just keep little chips and bits and little parts, and so I have a little baggie of random pieces, and I made a little center of the flowers with those. So that's about it. Green confetti from Tabitha all along the bottom there. So this is the full piece. I'm going to stick it in for a firing schedule that leaves a lot of this definition. For me, in my kiln, that's 1375 for about, well, 13 minutes, so not about specifically. I just find that somehow I landed on that number, and I really like that in my kiln. So I'm going to very carefully take this over and fire it and show you what it looks like when it comes out. All right, the piece is out of the kiln. It is perfect. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I love all the texture. I love the colors. I love these pieces. The birds are awesome. The hot air balloons are really cool. I love these cattails. It's all great. It's perfect. So I am going to now glue it into my frame. If you've watched my videos for a while, you know that I love this stuff. Gorilla Maximum Strength Construction Adhesive. You can find it pretty much anywhere. I put it in my Amazon store, so I'll drop the link if you're interested. I'm gonna just blooch some around the edges here. That's a technical term, blooch, 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 blooch. I'm gonna put some around the edges, and I'm gonna carefully set this piece in. I'm gonna make sure that none of that glue bleeds out the outside. I'm gonna let it cure for 24 hours, and we'll see what the finished piece looks like. All right, here's the finished piece. Really pleased with how this turned out. So you probably saw what I was doing was I applied the adhesive down on the frame and then pushed this in, and then I added more, almost like caulk. Like I just kind of caulked it in. I used just a straw, to be honest, to kind of smooth that out, and then that gives me a really, really firm grip on this. I'm pleased with the way it sits in there. Love the way it looks from the front. I think the colors are great. Tabitha, I just love your product here. It's all amazing, very nicely done. And Henry too from SS Glass Art. I think that those water jets or those clouds are a lot of fun. I'm gonna want more of those. So I'll be placing another order soon. Everybody, I hope you're having a great one. Hope you learned a little something in this project, and take care. See ya later. Bye-bye.